Good morning everyone and welcome back to Craft Eccentricity. Today it is Tuesday Tutorial Tuesday, and I welcome everyone that's here today. And today we're going to be doing ATCs. Those are artist trading cards or artist trading coins. Now, a lot of people have been confused as to what an ATC is, and actually they've been around for a very, very long time. I think probably 18 years. Somebody can correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure it's 18 years. I know they were going a couple of years before I got into them. And basically what they are is a small footprint coin or card, usually 2.5 or 3.5 inches, depending on whether it's a card or a coin. I'm going to show you my set in a minute. And you just create whatever you want to on there, whether it's a small oil painting, acrylic, stamps, ink, whatever it is that you want to do. And they're a perfect size for people who like to stress relieve using craft, because it's a very small item and a very small quick item to create. So, you know, you could do several in an evening, or you could pay a lot of attention if you're doing an oil painting. It may take you a couple of days, but it's great therapy. They're great to swap, and they're also great to keep for yourself. Now, the reason that I created my particular set is because of the prohibitive cost of storing them, because I actually created a holder and a folder to go with my set. Now, I'm going to show you my old holder. Now, there's a lot on here, and it's very heavy, and I can't tip it up. Well, I can have a go, but I kind of like store everything into here, and it spins. So you can like pick things out. For example, I've got a tag that I put into an ATC pocket here, and that one is actually alcohol ink on a Dollar Tree cutting mat. I've got an ATC here. Who made that one? That was made for me by a lady in our craft group called Barbara, and she sent that one to me last year. And I just made a little pocket and I popped it on here. Now, these stands can go from anywhere between $1 and $200. Yes, I know, it's absolutely ridiculous, but they are as rare as hen's teeth. So when you can find one, if you can afford one, or even get one cheaper than that, then snap it up. I actually have punches that I bought many, many years ago from a company called Seven Gypsies, and they actually were the first to come out with the memory dex punches. So I use those, and they actually, if I can do that there, hook off into a system there. And I've got alphabetic cards, and I've actually got two of these. I've got two different styles, and both of them are jam-packed, because as I say, when you haven't got much time to do anything and you just want to create a little piece of art, ATC is the perfect size. And if you've got a holder, it will hold hundreds of items. I mean, like, there's a little sort of like paper clip that I made, and I don't know if my camera's playing up today, and I popped a little star on there, and I used alcohol ink. Let's see if we can get a clear image by zooming in and zooming out. No, I don't know what's going on with that today. Maybe, no, it's not going. Oh, hang on a minute, I've got some manual focus going on here. Let's do that, and let's see what happens now. Ah, there we go. See, so it's a tiny, tiny little thing, but it was a scrap of paper that I really love, and I just really enjoyed making it. And I actually looped the paper clip there so that I can add it onto a piece of chain or twine and hang it on a project. And because I liked it so much, I decided I was going to stick it in my ATC stand. So that's where it's lived. So anyway, if you can find one at the right price, then get one. If not, make yourself a library drawer and purchase my ATC set. And I'm just going to pause while I grab everything so we can start creating them. Okay, so this is the set, and I've dropped the camera down so that you can see them. And this one cuts the folder, which will hold an ATC card or an ATC coin. And this little funny shaped piece will cut the aperture that holds the coin, and you cut that into the largest ATC card, and then you would glue it onto that half of your folder there. I am going to show you how all this goes. These pieces layer up so that you can make a layering ATC. You don't have to layer if you don't want to. And this one is, whoops, I like throwing things around. Is the ATC coin, and you can see it's a really lovely size. It's just a perfect size for doing a couple of hours of, you know, stress relieving craft of an evening or something. So I have cut these out, and what I like to use when I make ATCs are these, which are Dollar Tree file folders, and you know, I use them to keep all my tax forms and everything in. But they're great for cutting up. You used to get 10, but now you only get 8. So what I do is I just hack them in half and then in half again and store them. And it's exactly the same material as a more expensive manila tag. So imagine how many manila tags you could get out of those file folders. I'm just popping that down. So here I've cut the folder, and I've cut the ATCs, and I've cut the holder, and I've cut the coin. As I said, the largest ATC, and then this will slot in. It will slot into both of them. Now, somebody did ask me a couple of weeks ago, will this hold a gift card? Yes, it does. So if you use that piece just to cut an aperture in the back of your greeting card or into the ATC and fasten it down inside your card or on top of your gift or tag, it will hold a gift card for you. So I'm going to grab my other stuff and show you the ingredients we're using today. Right, I've got 3 distress inks here in mowed lawn, pickled raspberry and mustard seed. You could choose whatever colours you want to. And I'm using a little round blending tool, and I've got my inks there that I'm going to be using. I've got a couple of Aliexpress cat stamps because I'm staying with cats. I'm using the images from this set, but I like the size of the sentiments in this set. You can see they're small. So, you know, we're working on a small footprint, so it's perfect for using your scraps of scrapbook paper that you might like that are too small for anything else, and your stamps that are too small for anything else. I'm going to be using this stencil, which is a kind of linen type burlap. I've had that for quite a while. And I'm going to be using one of my old skinny stamp blocks, because if I use my stamp platform, it's likely to hit my camera, which is right here. So I'm going to be using that, and I'm going to be using VersaFine. And where's it gone? I'm going to be using some Dollar Tree glue and some sticky tape if I need it. Right, I'm just going to pause so I can organise what's on my Dollar Tree chopping mat, which is the surface that I'm working on. Okay, I'm back, and the first thing that I want to do is the inside of my folder, and I like to do all of my inking before I fold it in half. So I'm going to place this on here at an angle that I like, maybe there, and I've decided that I want the inside of my folder to be yellow. So I don't really plan these videos out, so you know you're seeing me in action, and I'm likely to make horrible mistakes which can be fun. So I just want the inside to be yellow, and I just use a regular blending foam to do this. I don't use anything fancy. I know that you can get stencil brushes and what have you, and there's a little bit of yuck, you see, come off my stencil already. And then I'm going to place that back over, and I'm just going to finish doing that bit. And I just stroke it. I don't put a lot of, you know, it's not hard, there's not a lot of effort going into that, and I'm really happy with that. That's just the inside of my folder. I'm now going to flip it over. This is the good side. You can see it's got a little embossed edge there, so that is the outside. My mail lady has just turned up, and so you will hear the dogs make noises. So I'm going to be using 3 colours for the outside, and I hope you can hear me over my dogs. And first colour I'm putting down is yellow, like the inside again. Just move that across. It always makes me laugh when my dogs start barking when I'm on camera. I just think it's hilarious. You know, what they say in the movies, isn't it? Pets and children. So I've got my yellow down there, and now I want to do some pink. So I'll just pop that there. I tend to have a foam for every colour that I've got, so you know it's just a lot easier to do stuff. Now I know I only need to ink up once because I'm not going overly pink, and I'm just putting it down in areas because I do know that I want to be able to put some green in there. So I hope that I'm getting a true colour on the camera, and that's what I've got so far. If I hold it up, I'm hoping you can get a close-up. So I've got my yellow and my pink in there, and now I'm going to go into some green. Look, you get lovely fingers when you're crafting. I know some people get really scared about getting inked up, but I'm afraid I'm not one of them. The bigger the mess, the happier I am. So now we're going to put some green in, and I can see where I've got quite a lot of space. So I've put that down in there, and because we're using manila, we've got that lovely cream card background, so it just looks nice. And then I've got that bit there, and that is it. I've used a stencil with 3 colours there to do a plain yellow on the inside and then the fancy colour on the outside. It's at this point that I will fold it, and well behaved this week. Look, I've got one of my We Are Memory Keeper bone folder tools. I've got loads of their punch boards. I absolutely love them. So just bend this around, find your corners so that you've got that little overlap at the back, and then we're just going to fold it, pop it down so that I get it right. And now we've got our little folder to hold our ATC. See that? And there's the back of it, all decorated, all done yourself with ink. Super, super easy. Now, I will say one of the things that I didn't show you on the table is the label that comes with this. So I'm just going to pop off and die cut it and come back. So here it is. Sorry that I missed that bit. Let's see if we can get a close-up. There you go. You've got that lovely embossed edge again. And this also comes with the set. So I'm going to pop that down. I'm going to grab my blending tool because I've decided I want this bit to be green, and I've still got a nice bit of ink on here. So I'm just going to squidgy that about, and I'm going to make the label that goes on there green. See, I cut my fingernails off because of gardening, and it's really hard for me to pick stuff up now. And I'm just going to ink around the edge so that I've got a nice border, and I will be stamping something onto this, and this piece will just sit right there. so that you can have it whichever way up that you want to have it. If you've got it in a little box, you can get boxes from Dollar Tree where if you measure the width of these and get a gift box, you can stand them all up and decorate your gift box with some scrapbook paper or your own bits of art. So I'm now going to do the exact same stencil ink technique onto the ATCs and also onto the coin, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I've done that, and we've now got our folder. We've got our label, which will go onto there. I've done my ATC coin. I did it in yellow and green, so I got a sort of like limey green and darker green. I've done the yellow for the top layer. I didn't have to fill this bit in because they're going to stack, and exactly the same with the pink there, and these will now layer on top of each other. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to glue these layers down, and I'm going to glue this label on, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I glued the label on here. I just used my Dollar Tree glue inside an Aliexpress needle tip bottle here. Remember to cap it. Often I don't, and it stops it from drying out. So I just stuck the label on here and I stacked my ATC. So I've gone pink green and I've gone my yellowy lime. So that's all stacked up, and that is ready for stamping, and so is the artist trading coin. Now inside here, which we did just yellow, I'm going to pop the coin holder. Now you can see where I've put the adhesive on the back there. Give you a close-up so that let's find the point. There it is. Did it show it? Yeah. So that you're not covering those curved slits, and that is going to be removed, and that's going to go to the back of your folder. Now I'm keeping mine cream, which I'm sure some people might think is a bit boring, but I've decided it's going to make my coin pop out a lot better against the background. So I'm just going to leave it cream. So I'm going to take this sticky tape off and I'm going to stick it down, and I'm going to be right back. So anyway, I just put that down and I didn't put it in straight. Can you see? I was staring at a hawk that just landed on the utility pole when I pressed down. Oh dear. Well, anyway, you're going to put yours in straight, even though I didn't. So I've got that there, and this is what will hold your coin. So to do that, just push back on your folder and push back on your folder just to prime it, because it's a new cut, and then you can swizzle your coin around in there and get it center, even though my holder isn't center, and it's going to hold your coin for you. And of course your matching ATC can also go in there and you can store it away. So now we're going to do some stamping, and first of all I want to stamp the label. So I'm just going to grab my ink and stamps and I'll be right back. Okay, I've got my trusty little stamp block there that I've had for many years. I've got my VersaFine in Onyx Black, and this set of stamps, I'm pretty sure you can still get this on AliExpress. This one that I want the sentiments from, I'm not so sure about, but I will look and try and link below. I've also grabbed a couple of strips of just offcuts from when I'm die cutting, see if any of those words will fit onto them. So I've got those there. It could be that I may need to go off and cut some more, but of course now I need to see what I've got here. So I'm going to go for this curved meow sentiment. I'm going to take that off, and I'm going to use this on my label. So I'm just going to pop that down into the center there. See where get it the right way around, as you can see there. Just move these out of the way. I'm going to flip the lid on my ink, pop that there, and I quite want Do I want it that way or do I want it that way? I'm going this way. So just touching my ink into the ink pad there, make sure it's all over because it is quite a small stamp. And then, can you see what I just did? You see, this is why I say, you know, join me for my disasters, because I just put black ink down there. But there's a way that I can repair my errors, and I'll show that in a second. Right, so I just wanted the meow out of that set, and now I'm going to use the fishbone, which is in this set. I'll pop those up there. And I quite literally, look, all black ink all over me. And that's how I did that. And it's likely to happen again right now. And so there is my fish. Now, whether that is the right way around, I don't know. But I don't really care. So what I'm going to do, because of that mishap, I'm just going to use it. And I'm going to do a bunch of fishes onto here, and I'm going to turn that around. No, actually I'm going to have it going that way. So here we go with my thought processes, and another black ink smear down there. So just make it part of your art. There is nothing wrong with errors, I always say. So I've just put a bunch of fish on there, and I'm quite happy with that, actually. I've got my meow and I've got my fish. And so I am definitely going to clean this, and I'll be back. Okay, so I did that, and I've decided I want to use this stamp, which is like a cat scratching down the wall. So I've already mounted that onto my block, and hopefully I'm going to do it in a way where I'm not going to have a major accident again. But as I say, you can repair things when you're doing things like this. Now, I kind of want to think of it sort of scratching its way down the wall, so I'm going to do it midway and right there and give it a press. There we go. There's my cat sliding off down the wall there. And I think I'm also going to give it a scratching post, which is this one. A little area where it sleeps and scratches. And it doesn't bother me if I go into the tail. And I'm just going to pop that there. So there we've got the cat crawling down the wall. And then I'm going to end it with a little portrait image of a kitty cat, and I'm just going to pop that one there, and that's going to go at the top of my ATC. And I'm watching my fingers because, as you can see, they're absolutely filthy. I'm going to try and get it centre, but if it's not, it does not worry me. So there we have the foundation of our ATC card, and it's kind of telling a story as it comes scratching down the wall. And I'm going to have to clean this again. Now you know why stamping tools are so popular, because the old stamping block is you know, a bit hit and miss. So now I want to see if I can get anything onto one of these strips of card. I'm just going to pause while I look. Okay, so I found this little tiny stamp here which says stay positive, and I'm going to see if it will fit onto this scrap. If not, I will have to go away and cut something else. I'm hoping that it will. Ah, there we go, stay positive. So that's okay. And on here I think we've got have a positive day, or let's have a look. Ah, just Pawsome Day. So I'm going to pop that one on the other end of that strip, and then I can cut them out and try and level it up. As I say, you know, the reason stamping platforms are so popular is that you just don't get disasters like this anymore. There we go. Pawsome Day. So I'm quite happy with those 2 sentiments. So I'm just going to pop off while I cut them in half. Okay, so I did that and chopped it with the scissors, and I'm just going to use a little tiny bit of Dollar Tree glue. I hope you can see what I'm doing here. Not too much. I mean, one of the things about wet glues and distress inks is it can actually blur them. So I tend to wait until it's nearly dry and then I'll squish that down again. So I've got that one, and I also cut the Porcelain Day out and just cut it at a bit of a humorous jaunty angle there. And what I want to do now is I want to use this stamp, which is quite large, and if I can find my stamp block, there it is, pick that up and get some ink on there. As I say, you know, you don't have to be seeking perfection when you're doing stuff like this. And I'm just going to pop that straight into the centre. There we go. So I've got that one. I've got my sort of like little bit of humorous jaunty angle cutaway there, which I'm going to pop there. But I've also discovered in one of the sets that I've got some tiny little paws, and I quite like these, and here they are. So I'm going to use those. Just pop that there, put my little paws on. I've decided where I want my words, so now I'm going to put some paws down there. I'm going to go off down there. I mean, you know, take all your die cutting and everything out of the equation. Making stuff like this is really, really quick. So I've got all my little footprints there. I can squish that now because I can see it's been down a while. And I think just because I want it to be a set, I'm going to add some paws onto here. I'm going to put one down there. So there's the ATC, and I'm going to put some paws on the cover. Why not? Let's get carried away with cat feet. That's what I say. And as I say, you know, there's black splodges on here which were errors, but I honestly just don't care. So right, let's pop that back on there. Let's pop that there and that there, and I'm just going to move those quickly. Now I need to pop some glue on the back of this, and I'll be straight back. So those are on and dry, and I've decided I'm going to finish my edges with a little bit of black soot, and to do that you just put your ink on the edge there and then just go around the edge of what it is that you're doing. Now I'm going to repeat this on the folder and I'll be straight back. I'm trying to keep the video at 30 minutes. Aren't I being good? So that's all finished, and here is our folder. We did the holder, we've done our coin, and I'm just going to pop that into there, flex it. There it is, so that you can present it to whoever, or you can keep it for yourself. Simple yellow on the inside. We've got the multicolours. I hope the camera picks it up on the outside. We've got our meow and our fish bones, and we made good use of the black smudges. That's the back of your folder. And then, of course, your cute little ATC, which says stay positive. I mean, as I say, you know, great for collecting for yourself and great little pieces of art to gift to somebody. So I hope that you enjoyed that, and I hope that you enjoy making ATCs. They don't all have to be like this. Of course, you can do pretty sparkly ones if you want to, and I will do pretty sparkly ones on a later tutorial. So what have we got tomorrow? We have our Eiffel Store project share, and I've been really busy on that. So you have a wonderful day. As usual, all links below, and I'll see you tomorrow. There it is again. Spun that one out. Bye.